Peace. So today I want to talk about the energy of Aries, the in-depth energy of Aries from multiple different perspectives, multiple different angles. It's not necessarily about like sun in Aries, moon in Aries, whatever. This is just the basic energy of astrology, and you can apply it to whatever planet or house that Aries is in for you. So I'm not gonna say it's not for the sun signs. It's for whatever sign you want it to be for, whatever planet or placement you want it to be for. But this is just so you can understand the energy of Aries. So Aries is a fire sign. Fire signs are seen as impulsive, passionate, energetic, enthusiastic, bold, fiery, and adventurous. Um, Other fire signs would be Sagittarius and Leo, along with Aries. And pretty much each fire sign has its own energy. It has its own energy, but it's, let me say this: each fire sign has this energy, but it's expressed differently because, of course, they're all different signs. Um, so yeah, it is also a masculine sign. So all fire and air signs are masculine, and all water and earth signs are feminine. Um, Feminine and masculine is not necessarily about uh, female and male, or boy, girl, man, woman, none of that. It's an energetic thing. So masculine energy is seen as a force associated with traits like ambition, reason, logic, assertiveness, and action. So to give you a deeper perspective of it, you have a left and a right brain. The left brain is seen as masculine, and the right brain is seen as feminine. So these are the different characteristics that's associated with each side of the brain, or each masculine or feminine quality. So, like I said, the left brain is masculine, so it's more analytical, about logic, idea, facts, math, training, reasoning. And the feminine energy is more about creativity, intuition, arts, creation, feeling, imagination, holistics, um, unity, things of that nature. The left brain more so picks things apart, and the right brain more so looks at things as a whole. And this same thing can be expressed with the masculine. With the yin and yang. With the I don't know which is yin or which is yang, but I know that the black side is feminine and the white side is masculine. And you can see here, oh well, yeah, yin would be the feminine, yang would be the masculine. So make this bigger. Basically, um, the same energies. This would be like the basic characteristics, and this is it in like the energies and characteristics in excess, or immature. So a mature masculine sign would be more active. It's external energy, so it's things that are um, energy that's pushed out externally. So like me pushing something off a cliff would be, external. And an internal would be me processing emotions or feeling emotions, which is more feminine. So assertion, dominating, initiating. Like I said, left brain, logical, certainty, cause and effect. This is all masculine energy. But also in excess, it could be dominating, have a bit of anxiety, rigid, forcing things to happen rather than allowing things to be. And then just to give you another perspective of the feminine and masculine energy. So yeah, it's really the same energies regardless of how you want to look at it. If you want to look at left brain, right brain, yin and yang, masculine and feminine, same difference, same thing. Or over here would be air and fire signs. Over here would be water and earth signs. Not saying that you can't have qualities of both, because we all have um, the same. We all have all 12 signs within us. We all have some masculine and some feminine somewhere in us. So it's not necessarily saying that we're one or the other. But if we're looking at the sun sign more so represents our personality and our ego, our identity. So we may depending on what sign it's in, masculine or feminine, we could express our personality in a more feminine way, not girly, but more creative, more compassionate, more emotional, more going towards flowing and feeling. But if our masculine, if our sun sign is in a masculine house, let's say it's in Aries, for example, since we're talking about Aries, then it would be a balance of masculine and feminine energy. Or if it's double masculine or double feminine, then you would have that as your personality. So that is a way to know a bit more about yourself. But back to this presentation. So yeah, Aries is a masculine sign. It's also a fire sign. And it's also a cardinal sign. So cardinals, you have cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal signs are the beginning of each season. They initiate and start and begin or bring in the new season. So Aries season brings in the spring. But there are other cardinal signs as well. There are four. So just like there are four elements, each sign, each element has its own cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs. But anyway, so yeah, Aries would be the fire sign that brings in the new year. The new year actually begins in uh in Aries season. I believe I have another. No, I don't. Yeah, basically, so like I said, they're the beginners, the initiators. They bring in each season, and they are known for leading and taking action energetically. But if you look at it from like a literal, each cardinal sign brings in a new season. So Capricorn brings in the winter, Aries brings in the spring, Cancer brings in the summer, and Libra brings in the fall, and they're all cardinal signs. But I say that cardinal Aries really is uh, the start of the new year. I say that because everything in the spring really starts to bloom. The flower starts to bloom. Everything starts to mate. If you look around, you'll see the bees coming back out, all the animals of nature coming back out from hibernation. Um, Bees are mating, lizards are mating, squirrels are mating, and literally everything is like mating to and reproducing. And the sun is warming back up. You can start planting things, and your fruits and your vegetables or herbs, whatever you decide you want to plant. Those everything is like renewing in the springtime, rather than January 1st being the new year, and that's like the middle of winter. Everything is at rest, everything is at hibernation. Nothing is supposed to begin in that season except the winter, except hibernation and stillness. So yeah, that's just an odd thing. My new year is always in Aries, if I can remember. Aries is also ruled by Mars. Aries would be the masculine side of Mars, and Scorpio would be the feminine side of Mars. So, with that being said, Mars is the planet of action and aggression, your drive, what you put energy towards, passion, assertiveness. It influences how we pursue goals, handle conflicts, express our desires, what we're attracted to, how we are during sex, and things of that nature. Sorry, my dog is like doing the most. But yeah, Aries, like I said, is a masculine aspect of Mars. Scorpio is a feminine. So Scorpio also rules Pluto by itself. So yeah, that Pluto can give you a much deeper understanding of Scorpio, but right, we're on Aries right now. So Aries rules the first house. The first house. Oh snap! I forgot to tell you something. Also, if we go back to the cardinal energy, I wanted to show you this chart here, and basically these are all the elements up here. Obviously, you got fire, water, air, water, earth, whatever. And then you have cardinal, fixed, mutable. So Aries, Capricorn, Libra, and Cancer are all cardinal signs. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, all fixed. And then all the mutable signs would be Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, and Pisces. And these would be all the fire signs. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, all the earth, all the air, all the water. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a better chart just so you can see all the signs and what they are. But yeah, Aries is indeed a fire sign, and it's a cardinal sign. Yeah, so with that being said, go back to the first house. Aries is the first house. So there are 12 houses for the 12 zodiac signs, just as there are 12 hours on the clock. And this looks like a clock if you twist it around a little bit. But Aries rules the first house. And yeah, Aries season is really the start of the new year. So each sign is home to a house, to a particular house. This isn't a house video, but I just want to give you an understanding if you don't know about it already. The first house is about self, appearances, beginnings, the body, first impressions, attitude, identity, and approach to life. So the first house is where your ascendant will also be. And basically, with your ascendant, that is how other people view you when they first meet you. So that's why first impressions is here, because someone's first impression of you may be of whatever sign your ascendant is in. So yeah. The symbol of Aries is a ram. So basically hard-headed, but they have very powerful horns. Not sure how heavy the horns are. I believe it's about 30 pounds a piece. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. But they have a double layered skull, aka very hard-headed. They initiate things, go head first into things. And when I say head first, it's just without thinking, they just go forward, which can lead to a lot of consequences for the Aries. But yeah, they're very territorial, and they are climbing experts. As you can see, this picture over here has little hooves climbing on the edge of a mountain that's most likely thousands of feet in the air. So to me, that means that they are determined, because they are determined to get wherever they're going at this on this mountain here. And they're also fearless, because they aren't concerned with any consequences that could arise from falling off of this mountain. But to give you another better little information about Aries, I'm going to give you this documentary. It's only 2 minutes.
The Canadian Rockies, a battle of Olympic proportions, echoes through the mountains. The contestants are bighorn sheep, young and old rams alike, looking to make their mark. The prize is mating rights and the chance to woo the local ewes. With a number of males interested, there's only one way to settle the matter. Headbutting. They smash into each other with 40-pound horns, absorbing the shock with double-layered skulls. Whoever is left standing at the end is the winner. They are fierce competitors, strong, tireless, determined, and willing to use every trick in the book to achieve victory. This one pretends to graze to throw his opponents off guard. An old ploy, it doesn't fool the others. 2-on-1 is a good tactic, as are shots from behind to soften a ram up. And a low blow when no one's looking. The ewes watch and wait for a winner. But just because one ram comes out on top doesn't mean the females will accept him. After besting his rivals, the lead ram now has another challenge: pursuing the females up rocky mountain slopes and proving his strength once again. The other males, unwilling to admit defeat, wait for their chance to bring the frontrunner down. Finally, he proves his worthiness. The ewes consent. Their children will be strong and hardy. For now, he is the champion, until next season, when the competition begins again.
Okay, so as you can see, very determined, and yeah, I hope that gave you a little backstory on the ram. And these astrology, these zodiac signs, they are given these symbols for a reason. Symbols represent these signs in a very specific way, and it's very spot on. So regardless of where you have Aries, you could have it in your moon, you could have it in your Mercury, you could have it in your sun, whatever. Regardless of where you have it, this is the energy that is being exuded in that area, in that aspect or placement. So if we look at tarot, so the tarot cards, each of them have their own, each of them are represented by the elements. So just like you have like normal cards, normal playing cards with different suits, you have different suits in tarot. And each suit is represented by an element. So you have the wands, you have swords, cups, and pentacles. So the wands would be all the fire signs. The swords would be the air signs, cups, water, and pentacles, earth. And you also have major arcana, or arcana, however you want to say it. And the emperor card would be one of the major arcana, which does not belong to a specific suit. So yeah, the emperor represents Aries. As you can see on the chair, there are 4 ram heads. For the Aries, there are also mountains in the back, representing the determination. And the Aries symbol here is also wearing a crown because he's a king, the emperor, and he's holding an ankh in his hand, an Egyptian symbol which represents life or life force. So in tarot, the card that's upright, I view that as a quote unquote positive aspect or positive mature version of the energy represented by the card, and then the reversed would be like the immature or negative, quote unquote negative aspects of the card. So upright, the energy is this authority figure, structure, a father figure, stability, protection, control, practicality, focus, and discipline. And then in the reversed version, when I say reverse, I mean like whatever way the tarot card comes out. So if you throw the tarot card out and it comes out upside down, that would be reversed. If you throw it out and it comes out upright, then that would be upright. But the reversed, or quote unquote immature, wounded, unhealed version of an Aries or the tarot emperor card would be domination, excessive control, lack of discipline, inflexibility, rigid, stubborn, and recklessness. So if you ever seen an Aries, I'm just going to say Aries sun. If you ever seen an Aries sun and they've been very reckless, lack of discipline, and they just do shit and you're just like, why? Why do something like this with no regard for consequence at all? That is an Aries in their immature, unhealed nature. And as they grow older, hopefully they will mature into a more structured, dependable figure. But to know more about the tarot cards, Emperor tarot cards, you can really just look on like Bibi Tarot, or you can just type in the Emperor tarot card meaning on Google, and it's a bunch of websites. But yeah, this basically gives you like a description of the card, letting you know like 4 ram's heads. It's just describing the card, the connection with Aries and the planet ruler, uh, the symbol of life. It's giving you all the information about the card that I just gave you, and then it goes on to tell you about the energy upright and the energy reversed. So yeah, y'all can check that out too. Just thought that would be very convenient to see. So yeah, next. So with all of that being said, me telling you about the planets, the house, the numerology aspect of it, I think I said tarot already, the symbol, the ram, giving you all this information about different aspects and different perspectives or angles of an Aries. You should pretty much have the Aries energy summed up. But if not, this is basically a summary of Aries energy. They're fire signs, so fire signs are very outgoing. They take initiative, enthusiastic, pioneering. So they prefer starting to finishing. If you see a lot of Aries, they start projects and never finish them, start businesses and never finish them. Even relationships, they may start them and never see it through to commitment. So yeah, that's something. But as they mature, I'm pretty sure they'll kind of fall into different energies and try to finish the things that they start. But that's not just with Aries. That's anything in the first house or even Leo energy. A lot of fire signs can be that way. So they're very impulsive. Most of them. They tend to rush into things before reflecting on them. Impatient or unwilling to sit back and allow events to mature. Just wanting to get to it right now. Wanting to get to the answers right now. They're very determined, self-confident, and action/risk takers. So where is Aries in your chart? It doesn't have to be your sun sign. It can be whatever sign. Everyone has Aries in their chart. Everyone has every single sign within their chart. So if you go here to this chart, you'll see that Aries is home to the first house, but in this particular chart, there is Capricorn here. So we're going to look for Aries, and it is located here. So it's on the cusp. So it's a lot more so in the third house, and you also have some in the fourth house. So the third house here, this is just an example, so you can look at your chart and do the same thing. But the third house rules Gemini and Mercury, the planet Mercury, and the fourth house rules, Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So basically, Gemini energy would be communication, immediate environment, and also Cancer would be family too. But yeah, immediate environment, learning, communication on all aspects, whether it's texting, writing, speaking, public speaking, whatever. And yeah, so you could communicate in a very Aries way. You could communicate without thinking first. You could communicate very impulsively, trying to get to the answer, not really caring for small talk, just wanting to rush into the depth or rush into the point, get to the point quickly without, you hate dragging on sentences unnecessarily. You just want to get to whatever the conversation is supposed to be about so you can go ahead and move on. And also with it being here in the Cancer, which rules the moon, Cancer energy is about foundations, family, emotions. So your emotions can be very fiery. But with it also being on this cusp too, it carries a little bit more of that energy too. But yeah, your emotions could be very fiery. Without regard to others, maybe a little self-centered. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I just did a whole video on Aries, and I'm getting like brain fog. Let me go back. Yeah, so even just using this as a guide, so your emotions can be, you can be very impulsive and dramatic in the way that you express your emotions, very fiery. Yeah, all of that. You can feel your emotions very deeply, whatever the case. And so basically being able to see wherever Aries is in your chart, you'll be able to get a better understanding. But let's say that you have a planet in Aries. Let's say your moon is in Aries. Okay, so if you look here, right, this is the Cancer house, and this is ruled by the moon. So you can also look at this as another way of expressing your emotions or moon energy. So, but yeah, let's just say you have your this I already gave an example for the moon. So let's just say you have your Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter is a sign, the planet of abundance, luck, um, spiritual growth, healing, or growth in all aspects. I believe I said abundance already. But yeah, basically where you find luck and abundance, right? And growth. So if you had Jupiter here in Aries, then you would possibly find a lot of luck and abundance by doing things without thinking about them, thinking too much into things. You just jump right into it. Being impulsive, because I'm pretty sure there may be other placements that you have that make you think a lot before doing things, and that kind of makes you procrastinate or not get things done. So jumping into things head first without thinking too much about them. Not saying that you just have to do some crazy stuff, but like a new business adventure, or want to go traveling, or want to go move into a new state by yourself, or something like that. Something that may seem scary. Utilizing this Aries energy to do things can bring you a lot of abundance. So like being fearless, not allowing things to scare you, and just jumping through things without thinking too hard. That would be pretty good for you if you had that placement. So yeah. And also, if you have, whatever planet you have it in, you just take the energy of whatever the planet is, and you apply that same Aries energy, and see where the energy of that planet or of that house is directed, and it will be directed in this Aries energy that I just gave you. So yeah, I hope that was helpful, and yeah, till next time, peace.